What's up? It's Big E.
It's Eli, a.k.a. Half Pricer.
What it is, everybody? It's your boy A-Tiz, and you guys are now tuned in to the Rise and Grind podcast. Right on to everybody that's tuning in. Today is April the 24th, Wednesday. How you guys doing this morning?
Not bad, not bad.
Good. Start of the day.
Right.
Busting down printers.
Oh, yeah.
Already?
We had to flush the printer.
Putting out fires early in the morning.
Making messes, actually.
Yeah.
You know?
All full of white ink,
Yeah.
Right.
I was dressed for an occasion, and I got to go home and change because white all over me.
It happens every time.
For sure.
So let's see. What should we talk about today?
So we kind of left off introducing each other and how we were met kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think we should kind of, I don't think we really finished, we started a topic and then we kind of started different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we just went in a totally different direction.
Yeah. So you guys met at a different shop. You volunteered, worked. You had a t-shirt shop. Big E got his shop shut down because of competition, and the guy that owned the shop didn't want to, fight for him.
Yeah, back it up.
And then COVID came, and that shop shut down.
Well, back it up a little bit. So me and Anthony, we were putting in the work. We were putting in the work for about 6 months. He was putting in the work for about a year, But we actually became partners in that business.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
When you think about it like that.
It's a weird little detail, but what were we, like 10%, 5% owners? Like it wasn't nothing really.
I think I still have the paper.
Yeah.
That we signed.
Like paid owners, or he just said, here, you guys
we had to
5%.
put in X amount of time. If we put in X amount of time, then he would sign over
X amount of percentage of the name, right? Of the LLC and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, that was something me and Anthony were working towards because we already signed the contract.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half, maybe 2 months before COVID really started affecting everything.
Yep. So we had a contract agreement, and that was one thing we were working towards. Is like, man, we just got to work this off, then we're going to be owners.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that never happened, So that's what I want to make clear is like me and Anthony, we put the work in.
So that's crazy. Like you said, we became business partners before.
Yeah.
Like way before, without even knowing it. Because once you sign, it's like getting married, dude. Once you sign that paper, it's like official,
And at the time, we were just happy to be part of it. I don't even think I didn't read over that contract. I just signed it.
Yeah, I was like, let's go, dude.
Yeah, let's go. But that's where it started at, So we were promised, a stake in the company, and that's why we were showing up we were showing up there to help out.
Yeah.
But after, it was presented to us, then we had a motive. So it's like we just got put in this time, then we're gonna get part of this company. It wasn't even a big part, but it was something,
Yeah, that's what it's all about, just having a little piece of the steak.
Yep. And then
COVID hit.
Yep.
What happened to that business, that company?
So there's a meeting like that with me and Anthony. So right when COVID happened, it was like he was ready to give up.
Yeah.
The owner.
Well, we were pushing, when the doors shut, because nobody could come to the shop, we were pushing stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
And that happened for about 2 or 3 weeks.
So why couldn't people come in?
And we were selling stuff on eBay, actually. So here's the thing is we were making sales on eBay, and me and Anthony are proud of this.
Yeah.
And I remember the conversation. He's like, that's not going to help.
Yeah.
That's what the...
Yeah, it was pennies in a bucket of thousands of dollars,
Yeah, so even though we sold like a $200 Lego set.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of good stuff we were selling on eBay. And like, even though it was like 10, 15 bucks here and there, we were making money.
Yeah. We're still generating money coming in.
And when we come and present it and like, hey, this is what we're doing, it's like, that's not really going to help.
Yeah, because what's $200 to $10,000,
Yeah.
But back to my question, why couldn't anybody go in the shop?
Just because of COVID, because of the shut.
The rules, the regulations.
What did it shut down for like 2 or 3 months? Was it 2 or 3 months where like everything shut down where you couldn't really go to the stores? And I forgot.
Yeah, I try not to.
But yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, I would go to work because I was still working construction. So I'd go to work, get off work, go pick up my girl, and then we'd go over there and post things on eBay for about 3 or 4 hours. Just because the store wasn't able to open its doors because of COVID.
Yeah. And to be honest, if it was me and Anthony, we would have opened the doors. We're not scared to take that risk.
Yeah, no, what is it, curbside pickup, dude?
Oh, yeah,
Where
yeah.
we set the toy outside
it
at
was-
the door.
Oh,
You
for
know,
real?
Yeah.
exactly.
Nobody jacked you?
No, well, they would pay for it in advance with like PayPal and stuff, and
Then
then
we'd
we'd
go walk out.
Yeah, we'd put it outside.
okay.
They'll come
Oh,
pick
like
it up.
curbside service.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
there
like
was no
Applebee's,
contact or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
So if it was up to us, we would have opened. And to be 100%, I'm pretty sure we were making sales even before we were supposed to be open, you know?
Yeah. So then what happened? COVID hit. You guys were barely making pennies.
Yep, we got called to a meeting. And I already knew what this meeting was. I think me and Anthony were both dreading this meeting.
Yeah.
Because I already knew he was going to back out.
Yeah.
You know, I had a feeling. And I think I talked to Anthony before that. I'm like, hey, this dude's moving kind of weird. I think we just need to stick together.
Yeah.
Like, I think we had a conversation before this meeting, just me and Anthony, you know? And, I mean, you kind of remember meeting up and
Yeah, we just met up. And
we were in the dark, right? Like it was.
Yeah, that's what was kind of crazy is the whole atmosphere of it.
Yeah, it was a dark.
Because half the shop was lit up and half the shop was the lights were still off.
And so, you know, we're just in the store, you know, having the conversation about, hey, we're going to close down. I'm going to file bankruptcy. And
Yeah.
me and Anthony really weren't hearing it. Like, we were just like, well, what about the work we put in? We don't
Yeah,
want
and the contract, like one of the main things was the contract. Like it just sucks to be like, oh, we just signed that paper, and then 2 months later, it's like, it don't really even mean anything just because I'm shutting down.
Yep. And we got him a ton of radio ads. Like, I remember that, like in that December, like, you know, we killed it on the radio, just like we do over here. Like we had radio ads. We donated toys.
Yeah, yeah.
And we ended up exchanging that for some radio ads.
I think part of the reason of failure of that was just
mindset.
The mindset. I guess he was already at the end of the road, in the middle of the relay, you know, of the rally, you know, and I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that.
Your meeting?
Yeah, the meeting, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It was very traumatizing.
it was almost like it wasn't hostile, but
yeah,
you know,
it just
feelings
sucks,
were out.
You know?
Like, and I wasn't about to give up. Like, I'm not a quitter. And like, here's the thing: is I put my name on that business.
Yeah.
You know, me and Anthony both put our names on that business.
Yeah.
And for it to fail like that, after I just threw my name on it,
Yeah.
You know, and it started becoming really successful, that I couldn't take that. You know.
Yeah.
So I remember saying that, I'm like, well, how much do you want for the business?
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And he, you know, he wanted me to buy the debt and all that was attached to the business and the logo.
To the name, well, to the LLC,
everything.
right? That's what it really is.
And I'm
to
like,
the
well,
LLC.
I don't want the name. We don't want the name. We got the logo. We got a whole.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was really kind of hurt about that because.
But in a sense, too, you don't want to take something that somebody else built that didn't really succeed to a certain point. You know, that's their baby.
Yeah.
You know, what was awesome to take our own name is that was our entity.
We just made him an offer, like, you know, like I forget, you know, who threw the number out, but we made him an offer on all the displays. And
I think it only took like a day or two to even kind of work it out.
Yeah. He was big on contracts, so he pulled a contract out quick.
Yeah.
So was that all the product in the store was his?
No.
Or it was consignment
I
also?
want to say about like, what do you think, about 30% of it was his?
And it wasn't like out the box. Like the store wasn't as packed as our store, you know?
No, think about maybe he had maybe 10 cases?
Well, let's put it this way. Like all the inventory we got from the previous shop filled up the old hype room. Remember the old hype room?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, where the anime
all
room
that
is.
all that inventory was stacked in that room because we had to barricade it in there because at the time we had no security. We just had a
Didn't
ton.
have no cases.
Didn't have no
displayed up
cases,
or nothing.
and so we basically threw that inventory in that back room and covered it, barricaded it with cases.
Yeah.
So nobody could even go back there. And it was actually just junk. Like the more I think about it, like all that inventory we got, he siphoned through it and he got the good stuff. We got the junk, and with some of it we still have.
Yeah,
Like
there's about
we can't
two
get
cases
rid of,
maybe.
Yeah, we can't get rid of the scrap
Out of the 10.
Yeah, we give half of it away for free at this point. You know.
Yeah.
I think the biggest investment from that past shop was the cases.
Yeah.
Like the inventory was like 10% of what it was, you know. But the cases was the biggest investment of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what's crazy, dude. Like that's what the store is. It's cases.
Yep.
It's up to us to fill them and everything, and up to the consigners to fill them.
And we always struggled at the other shop to rent the cases out. At the new shop, people were just lining up to rent. Like, we can't even keep up. Like, you know.
But I guess that's where the social media stepped up,
Yeah.
right? That's one thing.
So real quick, let's not get ahead.
Yeah.
So that shop, you guys, okay, you came up with the number, right, to pay him for that,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, and
And he accepted it, or he declined it?
No, all we really bought from him.
He came up with a number.
Yeah,
He came up with
a number.
because he was doing the math from the cases and about, like I said, about 10% of inventory
Yeah.
from the original shop.
Yep.
So that's where that's where he got the numbers from.
And you guys just said, okay, let's do it?
Well, no, like I said, it took about 2 days of going back and forth.
Yeah.
But like I said, he threw us a number, and I was cool with it, and Nesto was cool with it, and we just went half on it.
Yep.
And then what?
Oh man, this is when the fun.
Because this is still COVID, right?
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
Still
So-
nobody
so-
can go into this shop, right?
Yep. So this is where the crazy. This is when the fun actually, the magic happens of this. So the moment we signed that contract, right, we were out of that shop and into our new shop within 24 hours, if not less.
Yeah,
You know.
I'd say like a day or two.
Yeah.
So why did you even want to leave that shop?
That was part of the reason of failure, is because of
Yeah.
what he was paying in rent and all the expenses
okay.
from that previous
So it just
shop.
made no
It just,
sense
it
to
just
stay.
to me, it's like
Yeah, no,
it wasn't a
no
prime
way.
location, even though it was I was on a prime area. It was hidden.
And what's crazy, within them 2 days of negotiation, the shop next door to Planet Tees, which was originally Genie Travel,
Yep.
shut down within them few days of negotiation. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what was crazy. It was,
And so that same day, me and Anthony, so we didn't even make the decision if we wanted the business yet. We got the number. So I get a call from Genie Travel, right? And they've been my neighbors at Planet Tees for 10 years plus years, So I get the call from them, and they're like, "Hey, the landlord won't answer, and we're leaving. We can't afford to pay rent anymore." And like, I don't know what it was. It was just the stars aligned.
Yeah.
Like a light bulb went off in my head, and I'm like,
The clouds opened
okay,
up.
well, I'm like, let me try to get a hold of the landlord. So I never got a hold of the landlord. However, I did call him back, and I told him, I'm like, hey, I talked to the landlord. He said to give me the key. He says that I'm gonna take over the unit. Landlord's he's in Miami. He's not answering his phone. He don't care, I just took it upon ourselves to move in that unit. I helped Genie Travel move out. Like, so I had to help them load up desk and get all their crap out. I literally had to help them move all their stuff out. And they believe that I got the landlord's permission to get that
Yeah.
key, So, like I said, we moved it all within 24 hours. Landlord didn't show up for 2 weeks, right?
yeah, it was about 2 to 3 weeks before the landlord
And they were
showed up.
boggled. They're like, what's going on, man? Like
Yeah, we were already like quarter set up.
we have half the shop is already set up. Like
Yeah.
I didn't want to take no for an answer,
Yeah.
And so he had no choice but to draw us up a lease.
And I think that's where, in a sense, COVID helped us.
Oh yeah, because
within all that madness, like I don't think that would have happened if COVID wasn't happening.
and in a way we saved the landlord because that place would have been vacant.
Yeah, for at least a year.
At least a year, like they just up and left, so.
Well, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Like,
was
no
closing
one-
down.
yeah.
Everybody was moving out. Like,
So
at
that-
least what he did, that was a crazy number. At least 70% of businesses shut down. Huh?
Oh yeah. So that's the risk, dude. That's some of it. You gotta, you don't always follow the rules, but you gotta make it happen,
Yeah. So you guys set up shop and then just started hustling from there?
So we set up shop, and then we started getting messages, like almost like harassing messages from customers. I think you were one of them. You might have been one of them, dude. Like people were just nonstop messaging us, like, when are you gonna open up? People were freaking out because they knew we were there, and they were so bored during COVID. Because we entered the market at a beautiful time. That's
And that's what I think throughout the whole process, we were posting pictures on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So it made it look like we were still open and still operating just because we were posting progress and things that we were doing.
yeah. People were freaking out, dude.
Because we were still selling stuff. Like,
yeah.
I think it took us, like you said, 24 hours to like a couple of days to open up, and then we started selling stuff,
Yep.
backdooring in a sense.
Yep.
But I don't know, man. It was crazy. Like I said, that was 2020. That was like May and June of 2020.
And keep in mind, people were so bored, dude. They just wanted to get out the house.
Yeah.
You know, like that first year, we cleared $1 million in sales, but it's because of the pandemic. You know, people were just
everybody's bored. Everybody's jumping
bored.
on the bandwagon of collecting and buying stuff.
And that's crazy because a lot of people were out of jobs, and you know what I mean. So
Taking
for you guys to
loans,
make that kind of money is
to capitalize
and
on that.
that's one thing I've always been proud of is like we didn't really ever take a loan to make this happen.
Yeah.
We
To me, I think that's very, very important. Like whenever I talk to other people and they like ask me, you know, I'm like, to me, that's the biggest thing, dude. I rather owe myself money than owe a bank or owe somebody else money. Because it was 10 grand. My initial investment to start out the box was about 10 to 13 grand.
No, I think I'll disagree with you a little bit on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no,
Just being in business so long that, you know, I've always learned never invest your own capital.
Okay.
You know, I mean, especially if you have an LLC set up right
Okay.
and things go wrong, you file bankruptcy, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't affect
and you don't lose
your
personally,
pocket, yeah.
you know. So, I mean, it's both ways. And of
Well,
course,
I think maybe small time. You know, when you're starting small, you know, it's I don't know. But then again, like you said, that's how America's built, right? On
Yeah,
credit,
on
and that's
credit,
that's how you grow and evolve, because that's the only way that we can grow and evolve is off of credit. And
that's how we've built this business. DTF is credit. It's
but I guess what I was trying to say is like I said, it only costs about 10 grand to start something small.
yeah,
Grow it into something big.
That's a lot.
So
you know?
10 grand of your personal cash.
Yeah.
And look where it took.
Yeah, look
for
where
sure.
it's at right now. You know?
Yeah. And now we're not investing our own money back.
No,
Honestly, even here we invest. You know, we're investing from the shop back into the business.
No, exactly,
sure.
exactly.
So you know, it was just an initial investment. That's how I look at it. You know?
Exactly.
So
And during COVID, here's the thing: no bank was loaning nobody. Nothing,
Yeah, no.
You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
We weren't, and even right now, we're not. No bank's really going to loan us nothing right now. You know.
yeah, it was hard to, you know, and I have a restaurant and like I didn't take a salary for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I put my salary back into paying the employees to keep them afloat.
You put it back into the machine in
Yeah,
order for the machine to grow.
Yeah, so that's another detail about how me and Anthony made it through that too, because most businesses they can't take that salary when they first start. You know,
Yeah.
how me and Anthony were able to work around that is we're vendors as well. So me and Anthony also resell. We also resell at our own store, so we have our own space. We sell our own products. That's how we make our money to get through the day to day. You know.
Well, that's good.
Like I don't think we started actually paying ourselves for like a year or so after, right? It wasn't right away, right?
No, it was a few months, dude.
Yeah.
It was at least 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like that saying plays in my head over and over is a business doesn't turn profit till like 5 years. You know, it takes about 5 years for a business to turn profit and to pay yourself out a good check.
Yeah.
We were able to do it within 6 to 8 months.
Yep. Same with over here at DTF.
That's lucky. You know,
Yeah.
'cause,
That's
I've seen businesses.
To me, it's all
Crash.
about it's about planning it out before you actually jump into the business. You know.
You know, when owners step in and and I get it, right? You jump, right? You're
you have to.
100%.
You have
Your
to.
balls to the wall.
Yep.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't think, right? And they're like, oh, okay, I can do this. Well, then they don't realize that. Can I survive for 2 years? Can I survive for 5 years without paying myself?
Yep.
And I see so many businesses go, within 2 years because the owner didn't plan and say, oh, yeah, I can do this for 2 years with no salary.
Well, just imagine paying rent on a unit and then worrying about rent at your own house.
Yeah.
Like, and then having to choose between both of them. Am I going to pay rent at the shop or am I going to pay rent at the house? Which one am I? And it's crazy because you end up coming to them type of choices or decisions at some point. And people don't realize that, like I said, because you jump.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard.
But
So then you guys kind of, going with the shop. Now, how did you all meet me? Like, I get you met me at the old shop, but when did you guys really get to know me?
We started.
Like, when did I come into the picture?
We started
Auctions.
Yeah, we started the auctions. During when social media was at its peak of selling stuff. We capitalized on it, and I think that's when you came in and you started rallying up the crowd and pissing people off, and you know, I think we talked about this a couple times before, but I didn't really care for you when I first.
Well, we talked about that on the Lost podcast.
Yeah, the Lost podcast.
No one heard how
But yeah,
Ernesto Big E did not like me.
Yeah, I didn't really care for him. He was just always giving people. He was outbidding everybody.
Yeah, ruffling the feathers.
And people were coming in. They're like, "Who's this Eli guy?" Like, I really wanted that. Why is he, you know? So it's like, I'm like, dude, this dude's just stirring up some trouble. And
well, let's set the record straight. Like, when I came into the auctions, you guys didn't plant me there, right?
No,
I know you guys got
organic.
a lot of.
I wanted to block you.
Yeah, you got a lot of hate.
I controlled blocking people in the beginning, and I blocked a lot of people. You know, like,
dude, I made your business thrive.
Oh yeah,
Could you imagine?
Well, it's like when you look at what you spent, then I couldn't really be mad. Like, I could be mad at you, but at the same time, I look at your bill because in the beginning, I was the one that was calculating, like, oh, this dude owes this. And he would come in the next day, like, a lot of people, they'll wait a week or two to come in and get their stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And this dude would come in right away. But then I would hear him come in and talk shit around the store. It's like, who does this fool think he is, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was auction. It was
what I do.
It was it was at 2020 or 2021.
That was 2020.
Is it 2020?
I don't remember. I'm not good with dates.
Because he was one of the first people that when we did our first live, he was one of the first people to tune in. And
yeah, no, that's at the old shop, dude. When I would go live, he'd be one of the ones that would always tune in on the live.
Do you remember the X-Men auction then, Eli?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard you guys talk about it a few times too.
That was the start of it. That's where me and Anthony we seen something. And it was before it blew up, like before everybody started doing it.
Before anybody started really
Me and
doing
Anthony
it.
started doing that, the whole live auction, and just as a trial, dude, and it went horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a bad night. Like, I don't even want to get...
Well, that's the thing is there's a lot of back end to it.
Yeah, and
it has to be organized.
And here's the funny part about it is, remember we planned this whole auction to make the shop money. It's not even our money at stake.
Yeah.
And that day, I feel like shit. I'm ready to go home, And the owner... we planned this whole day to do this auction, and 6 o'clock hits, and we're ready to do the auction. Dude throws his backpack on and books it. And me and Anthony are like, wait, where's this dude going?
Yeah.
He just left y'all high and dry?
Yeah, exactly. There's no structure to this. Like, he just is like, hey, make me some money. Let's, figure it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this dude's not part of the team. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and nobody came. So we sold all this stuff on this auction. We sold a ton of stuff. And nobody came and picked it up.
No, I want to say there's at least 3. I know, you bought something, right?
I can't remember that long ago.
I know there was the other guy, I forgot his name, I think it's Jason or...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he bought some good stuff and he came and picked it up the next day.
I think I did. I remember going in there.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what's crazy. There was at least 3 or 4 of the people that rocked on that first one are still rocking with us today.
And I don't think I got everything.
If you could go back on
I think
our
we had to
Facebook
look
page.
around.
No, I think,
Because you guys were like, oh, are you sure? And I'm like, and
Yeah, dude, because it was a mess because we just were like...
Yeah, if you could
everything
find that first auction on our face, because it's still on our Facebook
It's on,
page.
yeah, it pops up.
Yeah, I'll throw you a free hoodie. I'll throw them a free hoodie if they can
Right,
find it.
go look through the archives.
Go look through the archives. It's like,
2019.
2019. If you could find that first live stream.
It's in February,
Yeah.
like January, February when we did it.
Yeah.
You're going to have everyone searching for days on.
Dude, we share someone's content on that page. Like, I get frustrated trying to find anything on that page,
Yeah. No, I was looking at the photos, dude. We have like over 11,000 photos uploaded onto that Facebook.
That's good, because nowadays if you're not active on social media, your business doesn't
very,
get known.
very
You know what I mean?
That's one thing I'm
Very
proud of
important.
is me and Nate is we carry that page. We put a lot of work in that. We're about to hit 40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what keeps people coming.
Yeah, it's exciting to see what the next couple of years are going to bring.
Yeah.
Because social media changes like every 6 to 12 months.
Yep.
So you guys got to know me. I was in the auctions.
You're buying everything up. You're pissing people off.
I was there. I didn't even care, what I got. And that's like now I literally focus on only a couple things that I collect. Because, back then I saw it and I...
Well, you were bored. It's part of the thing. We were all bored,
Yeah. COVID, had us on lockdown. So.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's like, dude, everybody looked forward to those auction nights.
Yeah.
The tuna auction nights.
No, that's what's insane, dude, is like consistency is key.
Yeah.
Now, it's crazy to go live for X amount of time, and then X amount of time passes, and then you generate almost like a TV show sense type scenario where people are like, all right, well, today's Wednesday and it's going to be this time and I'm going to have to tune in.
Yeah.
You know, it's insane.
People ain't watching regular TV no more. They're watching us.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's insane. You know. Little kid and his grandpa's watching us. There's a dad with 3 kids watching us, just how Eli and his kids were watching us.
Yeah.
And you pull our stuff up on your screen at home, right? You put it on your big TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like TV. It's entertainment, you know?
Yeah, and people look forward to it. It's just crazy how it's, you know, like Tuesday night, Wednesday nights, you know, you used to watch a certain show at 6 o'clock,
we used to
right?
run hard.
6:30.
We would run 3.
Yeah, it was Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday live. And this was a massive amount of work on the back end.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the hard work is, actually. It's not on the live. It's getting everything shipped. It's getting everything.
Yeah, or keeping everything organized. So when people come in, things ain't missing or mixed up or people leaving. Because there's been at least 2 or 3 times where I gave Michael stuff, and Michael got mad that I gave Michael stuff. And, you know.
Yeah. You gave John stuff.
Yeah,
and
he's like, that's John stuff.
No, that's the other.
Yeah.
It's dope that it's like a community thing, though. So I see it, like, I see the love on the comments. So I'll tune in the auctions and stuff, or the walkthrough Wednesdays, and it's
but that's what's crazy. Like I said, it's almost a TV show with live interaction.
Yeah.
You know, weekly.
Yep.
But it's a consistency. And like I said, there's times where it feels like you're dragging a dead horse through the dirt and just keep going and going and going. But then you can't forget about everybody watching on the other side of the screen, you know?
Yeah. Because even if it's, you know, a handful of people watching, you know, that's still, you know, that's still people supporting you, you know?
I think what it is it's not even about money. Like, I think you guys are bringing a community together.
Yep.
Where nobody else is bringing. Like, I've seen other auctions and they don't have a community.
Yeah, in a sense.
It's straight lace. It's boring.
It's about the money.
Yeah, like. Yeah. I need these bids. I need these bids. You know what I mean?
Because we're not, you know, we don't need to make the money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we just want to put on a show. Like, it's cool to make money, you know, but we don't.
We want to provide a dope experience and in memory and everything. Say, damn, I remember. Because that's what's crazy, dude, is I remember growing up and hearing my mom and dad talk about, like, stories of stuff. And it's crazy to sit here and think that people are going to sit there and talk about us one day. Like, oh, yeah, you remember when I used to watch live?
Or, like, you know, like you said, the grandpa and the grandkid.
Yeah.
You know, one day he's going to bring his grandkid.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about this with his grandkid.
Yeah,
you know,
he's gonna, exactly. He's going to be like, oh, I remember when I used to kick it with my grandpa and we used to watch Out the Box on Facebook, you know?
Yeah. When they were nothing, when they were small, you know?
Yeah, now they're a household name.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the end game, you know?
Right.
So, met me there, did auctions, made a lot of people mad. And then how do we move forward, though? Because I was still just really a nobody,
so
you know?
It was, at the time, my daughter, Angel, she was doing the live auctions. What day was it? Was it Thursdays?
Yeah, Thursday, me and Angel on Thursdays.
So they were late to an auction. So for those of you that don't know, Planet Tees is right next door to Out the Box. And so my daughter would run Planet Tees, and after she would close down, she would come and do the auctions. So that day, they were just late. They had customers, and they're just, you know, super backed up. And they mentioned on the live streams, they apologized about being late, but they mentioned that they needed help at Planet Tees. And that's when Eli, you know, kind of answered the call with that one. What do you remember from that day? Like,
I just remember, you know, you guys saying, hey, we need help.
It was a joke, though, right? Like, it wasn't meant to be serious, or is that how you took it?
No, I took it serious. Okay. You know, like, everything I do is...
Yeah, no, I remember.
You know, like, I'm 100%. Like, if I say, hey, I'll do it, like, you can take that to the bank, you know what I mean?
Yep. So basically, my daughter hired him on
an auction. Yeah,
on an auction.
And I don't even know if you knew.
I didn't. I was watching it. I thought it was a joke. That's why. I was like, oh, this motherfucker's not gonna show up. Like, he owns like, just keep this in mind. He spends thousands of dollars a week at my store, right?
Yeah.
Like, he owns a restaurant. Like, why would this dude why would he want to work in the slums? Like, I call the t-shirt back end, it's the slums.
Yeah.
Like, that's where, where the blood, sweat, and tears happens. You know what I'm talking about
Well,
now.
what do rich people do, right? They give their kids a t-shirt shop.
Yeah.
Right? And they said, if you can make this thrive, then
Then we can work.
I've heard Steve Harvey talk about,
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving my kid a t-shirt shop and we'll see what he can do with that.
Yeah, so the next day, I come to work and I'm getting some stuff ready at the t-shirt shop. And all of a sudden, Eli walks in with his backpack, and I'm kind of mad to see him. I don't even know why. I'm mad. I don't want to see him. I don't even talk to him for like 20 minutes, right? I didn't say a word to you for like 20 minutes. And everybody's happy to see you there. I think that's what made me mad is everybody else was happy to see you there. Like Angel, everybody was just happy. They're like, oh, we got help,
Yeah.
We desperately need it. And so he started learning, and I'm like, this motherfucker's fucking with me, right? Like, I'm thinking, why does this dude even want to be here?
Yeah.
It don't make sense,
Yeah.
And so that was it, kind of like, he comes and he just,
He just wanted to see the auction start on time. That's what happened.
I believe it. He wanted to see the reason why we're late to the auction.
Yeah.
And he learned it, right? You figured it out, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was your research? What would you find?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was crazy, Like, you guys were busy, kind of.
Too busy for a little shop like that, right?
So it was only 3
But
people
with no
there?
structure.
With no structure. So, like, I solved the problem and a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So at the time, I had teenagers running the shop, right? It was, I was more focused on the toy store.
Teenagers or teenage-minded people, kind of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And so it was like a free-for-all, right? Would you call it that?
I don't even think they really took it serious. Like, it was a real job.
Oh, yeah. It was like Jersey Shore. That's what it was.
There you go.
It was Jersey Shore. Like, it
Yeah.
was straight up Jersey Shore. So Eli went in there, and it was weird because as much as I didn't want to accept him, he started, whipping that place into shape for me.
Yeah.
He started calling people out. He started, asking questions, and he started asking me these questions. And like, why are you letting this run this way?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, why do you even care about it that much? He's like, well, I'm here. That's what I do,
Yeah. And it's a business. He walked in there looking at it as a business, not as like a place,
Yeah.
where you kick it and chill and make some
Well, I mean,
T-shirts.
everything I do 100%.
Yep.
Like, I'm balls to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
With everything.
And I figured that out right away.
I don't
Yeah.
halfway anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I put my mind to it and you told me, you're like, dude, I don't make money here. And that got to me.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why are you just willing to lose money? You know what I mean? That made no sense to me whatsoever. Like, who wants to pay bills and keep pulling money out of your own pocket?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll figure this out.
And what that place has always been to me, because, I'm passionate about the T-shirt business, but it's always been a place to pay the family. Like, pay the daughter, pay my mom, pay my sister. That's what the importance of that place is. It maintains, but yeah, I want to profit more over there. Who wouldn't,
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so you started showing me all this stuff, and like I said, we generated $1 million at the toy store.
Yeah.
It's like that is the least of my issues right now. Like that little shop, So it's like you kind of showed me like, hey, you need to manage this stuff a little bit better, and you need to get this place up to.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's one of the things I respect about Eli is he came in and he kind of opened my eyes up a little bit, and I give him respect for that.
I think we, should always profit on everything we do. And, sometimes you just gotta, people get comfortable. I think that's what it was.
No, that's
they
what
were comfortable.
That's how everything and anything is, dude. You get comfortable.
So here's the moral of the story, though, is like me and Anthony, we took an opportunity at the toy store, and it led to a better opportunity, right? We weren't getting paid, right? You took an opportunity at Planet Tees, right? And what did that lead to? Like, that led to a conversation. Like, we talk about this conversation all the time,
Yeah.
And that led to a single conversation within a week of you helping me out over there that kind of built the foundation for everything we got going, including this podcast, because this podcast is funded by the conversation we had that day. And, it's part of the game,
What's crazy looking back at it, the conversation we had at the original toy shop had the same atmosphere as the DTF conversation, but with the positive idea. You know what I'm saying? And while the other one had a other positive idea too, out of the box was the idea from that meeting. It was both like dark and.
You want to tell them a little bit about that conversation, Eli?
Well, where you came to me. Well, let's rewind. And the thing I think that, this dude came in and said, I need 50 shirts, right?
Yep.
To me, he was a slacker. Like, why wait till the last day?
Yeah.
He's like, I got to have them tomorrow. And we're like, well, we can DTF them.
Yeah.
And really, no one knew what DTF was. Kind of showed him. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, at that time, we had to do one sheet at a time, right? You put it in. Printed the color.
Take like 5 minutes a sheet, maybe a little bit longer.
Sucked it back in, printed the white. You grabbed it, you powdered it, you put it under a heat press for a few minutes, and
cook it.
Started all over. He needed 50 of those, right?
Yeah.
50 shirts. That's all the dude needed. And I was like, I'll do it. It took me 12 hours. Dude, my wife was pissed, right? Because this job I didn't need.
That day I had to get you a key, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not staying. I'm not staying. You took it though.
My wife was pissed. Like she's like, quit. Why? You don't even need the money.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't and I didn't even see the paychecks because they literally. I got paid and I went out the box and I spent
the
all
whole
that
paycheck.
money.
The
whole pay or
the whole
on the
paycheck.
auction.
Yeah, because those were our best months.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm done. This is dumb. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Who would spend 12 hours for 50 shirts?
But he paid for it though, right?
No, he paid. He paid good money.
He paid good money for it. So it's like,
and I get it. When you're in a bind, you gotta, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I think if he just smoked less and worked a little harder, he would have been in that bind.
Right.
You know what I mean? But not that there's anything wrong with smoking. I just.
No,
know your priorities.
You gotta
he
be
might need to switch to the hybrid.
Don't bash me. And then he didn't even show up. He was so high.
Yeah.
He was so high.
And that's my biggest
out.
pet peeve. Everybody says they need a rush, but nobody really needs a rush.
Yeah.
But they're going to spend that money for that rush. You know how many people I've waited for to come pick up a shirt that they spent $50 on to get rushed within 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And then I call them and they're like, "Oh, I'll be there tomorrow."
Yep.
Like, bro, you would have paid $20 if you would have waited till tomorrow.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
You would have saved yourself some money.
So then you were like, well, hey, there's a new printer, and you kind of showed it to me, and I was like, cool, And you were like, dude, we can make money.
I remember saying, imagine if we had a warehouse and we were just fulfilling this for other t-shirt shops. I'm like, because then we could just be focused on customer service and then we let the print shops worry about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I expected more of a reaction out of you. You just like, okay, and I think I'm like, well, what do you think? You want to invest or because at the time, he's the dude, he has a restaurant. Like he could, anybody else I tell an idea to, they're like my nephews, they're just getting, like.
I mean, no disrespect to the people that were around you, but you surrounded yourself with yes men. They saw you as a paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
They saw you as the money man, right?
Yep.
I didn't need your money.
Yep.
I didn't want your money. I wanted absolutely nothing from you.
Yeah.
Other than to keep supplying my toy habit.
Yep.
So. You know what I mean? So I told you no, or I guess I didn't really give you a no.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna talk about it with my wife. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
That was it. No conversation after that. And I wanted more out of it. I wanted an explanation. Like, well, are you scared? Like, tell me. Like I wanted more out of him. And so I was kind of mad. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just figure it out then, right? Didn't I say some kind of like smart ass, because
something like that? Yeah.
At the time, me and Eli would just have these smart ass comments we would throw at each other and it was just our relationship, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, well, I'll just figure it out on myself. Like, I said something in that content. Like, well, I'll just figure it out then.
And then you kept coming to me every day like, hey, check this group out.
Yeah, I kept inviting him to different groups. DTF groups and sending him videos and,
And still, I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I think it took a couple weeks, right?
Yeah,
of you hounding me.
So did you actually go talk about it with your wife or was that just something you said?
I did, but it wasn't like serious.
And how do you bring that up? Like, hey, Ernesto wants a DTF. Because keep in mind, the world don't know about DTF at the time. So.
And then at our age, DTF means a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She's like, no wonder why you spend so much time with those guys. You know what I mean? Like, what are you really doing at that shop?
Yeah, for sure. Because it was hard explaining that in the beginning, but that was also a reason why we we got so much popularity is because everybody was like,
Yeah, what is
our
it?
first business cards just literally said DTF ?
Yeah, with the QR.
And QR code. And I couldn't tell you the amount of traffic we got to our website for that.
Yeah, we passed them out down. I mean, thousands of them on Cinco de Mayo.
Exactly.
You know?
So, and I think people weren't even interested in the T-shirts. I think they just wanted to DTF,
Yeah. So yeah, I had a conversation, a soft conversation.
Yeah.
Kind of easier. And she's a little more reserved than I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably too why I didn't give you an answer, because everything I do is 100%.
Yeah.
Balls to the wall all the time.
Yeah. If you couldn't dedicate the time to it,
Yeah.
you didn't want to even jump
You
into
didn't
it.
want to jump into the.
And so I talked to her about it, and she was just like, yeah, whatever.
I think that's one topic one day we should talk about is talking to your significant other about your
Yeah, 'cause
crazy
you know how many-
business
yeah, I was gonna
ideas
say, you know
and
how many
jumping
ideas-
in
We'll
and-
bring each one in here, and they'll sit on our couch, and we'll just hound them with questions
Yeah.
one at a time.
Because I get the same thing, dude. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
Yeah.
Like, or yeah, it's.
But
up to
also,
you.
my wife she don't have a problem telling me, hey, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But she will honestly, if it is a great idea, she's going to support it 100%.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have to bring them in here,
Yeah.
But yeah, after a couple weeks, and and then I think I'd go to her and be like, look at all these people wanting prints. This is crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
And I think I went to you and I said, jump.
Yeah.
And we
And
jumped.
what did I do? I already had the line of credit. I already had the line of credit. I'm pretty sure I had all these printers in my cart or something. So they're
I
there.
don't know.
Because I got these really quick, right? Almost too quick.
Yeah, and it just blew up from there,
Yeah.
Started in a little warehouse, or not even a warehouse. Our first building we rented.
Well, right
Still
at,
paying
Well,
for
then
it.
we had a conversation with Anthony, right?
yeah.
We were like,
So we had our first official meeting in the back of the toy store.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Anthony was just in the back. He was just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And as we get done with it, he listened to the whole conversation that we had, the whole spill about DTF and the game plan. And as we were walking out, he came up to us and he's like, I want in. And he just gave us that nod, and so I'm like, you sure, bro? I'm like, and he's like, yeah, dude, it sounds just inspirational,
Yeah.
so it's like,
The sales pitch was.
the sales pitch was on point, and I'm a good sales pitcher, so
And
I
he
seen
sold
the-
himself too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was
Seen the
like, hey,
opportunity.
I got social
And-
media skill.
and so here, this is to just sum it up, this is why it works. Anthony's a mastermind when it comes to social media, right? Eli, he's the accountant. He knows the numbers. He pays attention to detail and stuff like that. And I just had the game plan. It took three of us, and my years of experience to make this happen. That's why the team worked out, because we all bring something different to the table that we knew.
And we're not scared to work.
Exactly.
Like I'll outwork anybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think I told you that at the t-shirt shop one time. I was like, I shouldn't be outworking the rest of your employees.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't making good money,
Exactly.
so let's get them working.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why we all have come together.
And that was the worst part I remember about starting this business, DTF, with you, is losing you at the other shop.
Yeah.
Like it was a weird transition because you had that place running efficiently.
And I even think you asked me, hey, do you think you could still run the t-shirt shop?
Yeah.
No. Find somebody else.
Yeah.
I can't.
You gave me a 30-day notice or something like
Yeah.
that. That was a
Yeah.
notice.
That's
I remember.
it, dude. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, I put everything I do at 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't run your t-shirt shop and run DTF 100%.
Yeah.
So and I think if I did, we probably wouldn't be where we're at today.
Oh yeah. It happens for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of our story on how we all came along, and
And there's more
Linked up.
details in between that we'll go over.
yeah, you guys will probably hear it here.
Yeah,
and
there's
there,
so many stories
and-
like about the old store to the transition to the new store, and
Yeah, we've been 4 places in 2
Oh, yeah.
years, and
Yep.
and already we wish we could be out of this place, but contracts and lease agreements, and
Yep.
but yeah, so I really am glad that I stumbled upon you guys, and
Yep.
Yep.
you know,
The
It all
universe
happens.
brought us together, and I think because what has it been, 3 years?
yeah,
So look how much we've accomplished in these 3 years. Wait till the next decade brings.
Yeah, the whole
like,
decade's gonna be nuts, dude.
What are we gonna do in that time?
for sure.
But yeah. I don't know. That's about it for today, right?
Yeah.
Got to get back to work, back to the grind.
I've got to go replace a print head because Eli's sister's on me today.
Yeah, man, they've been messing us nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to work on a print head?
Yep.
I'm going to go and fill up blind boxes out of the box because we're running an auction tonight.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's
Whatnot?
Wednesday, huh?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Or is it Whatnot or is it?
It's Whatnot and Facebook. We're running both tonight. So it'd be on Facebook, 6:30 Standard Mountain Time. That's normally what we do Wednesday nights on Facebook. And then Whatnot's usually 5:30 Mountain Standard Time on Whatnot on Wednesdays.
Yep. Anthony's been social media-ing before it was a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
MySpace,
for sure.
dude. I fell in love with it when MySpace happened.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's how it goes, you know. And nowadays, if you don't have social media on lock, I don't think a business will thrive because you spend just too much money in
Yeah, I remember
advertising.
I remember
everywhere
he used to have a little TV show.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
he would interview
Yeah.
rappers, bro.
Yeah.
Like I remember this.
Yeah.
Like
And that's what's crazy, dude. That's hopefully this will become one day is like a TV network.
he had
almost in
green
a sense.
screens and stuff. Like
Yeah.
this was back in 2010 or something like that.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Even
20
earlier.
Yeah, 2010,
He had
2011.
and he was interviewing artists and
Dang.
Yeah, doing green
scouring
screens.
the city, and it was pretty cool, dude. Like,
Now you
but
can
this
just
is
do it with the
before.
phone.
Now everybody's doing it now,
Yeah.
and so he was doing it before it was a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And all I did was replicate someone else's formula.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yep.
I was kind of jealous because I wasn't accepted onto bigger shows that I thought were bigger in the local scene. So I was like,
You were
fuck it,
just-
I'm going to make my own.
You were just put on the wrong generation. Like if you were like, you know, if you got into it a generation later, then you would have killed it in that.
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
like
But look where it got us now.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, look at what all the music sense and business that we got from music got us,
oh yeah, yep.
you know.
Yeah, well, guys, if you want to tag our next guest,
Yeah.
I know it's been us.
See.
This is
Yeah.
kind of what we wanted was our.
And we're gonna be giving out these mugs right here.
Yeah.
Hit
I
me
don't
up.
know. You've been seeing me drink out of it. We'll give you new ones, not the one we drank out of.
Share it, tag it, and then you know if you're lucky, we'll throw you a mug.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. We have, you know, or a T-shirt or a hoodie or a hat.
Yep. Throw your.
Ernesto's wearing a hat right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the next big
Tag
thing.
it up,
This is
let's,
merchandise. Watch
yeah.
the merchandise game in the next couple of years. We're going to take over the game with merchandising.
It's all about DTF and involving, you know, so we
Yep.
can.
And not only
big.
that, we'll show you guys how to do that as well.
Yeah, how easy it is.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We can have you guys start your own thing. I mean,
Yep.
even your kids. Like, I think that's where. I mean, even you as adults, you're like, I don't have time to get your kids into it. It's super simple. Now kids are so smart.
and it's fun to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
You know?
sure. Yeah, I got my, you know, 10, 11-year-old pressing shirts sometimes, and
Oh yeah, we did that we did a Too Short show with your son.
yeah,
Yeah, he was in the trenches with
He was in
us.
the trenches, and we were pressing hundreds of shirts.
Yeah.
yeah.
For the Too Short show, and I mean, if a kid could do it, you could do it. You have no excuse.
Anybody could do
yeah,
it. Yeah,
exactly. You know, if
and
you-
my kid's still slaying shirts at school today.
yeah, and
you know,
stickers,
and
right?
stickers
Yeah.
and hats.
He has his own
and-
brand, right?
Yep. You know, my son just went to his girlfriend's house and sold hats to his girlfriend's dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we embroidered some hats for
Oh,
him.
yeah.
And like, dude, like slaying. You know, these kids.
Future
Side hustle.
Yeah.
Future CEO.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, entrepreneur.
So,
Yep. I wish I had something like this growing up. When I grew up, I could just, you know.
oh yeah, for sure.
Well, that's what, like I said, we had our own things, dude. Like I
Yeah.
said, I was slinging candy back when I was in school. You said you were slinging popsicles back in the
Yeah,
day,
but
right?
motorcycle. So check this out. My dad just dropped off my old mini bike, and so I forgot about it. But my first business, I was like 11 or 12 years old, and I converted a mini bike into an ice cream mini bike. So I would have a cooler strapped on the back, and I'd sell ice cream. It didn't work out. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But I have the mini bike in my garage. I'm gonna restore it. But it's a pretty cool story, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and it's cool. I still have it, you know. But yeah, my first business was a horrible failure, you know.
Yeah.
But it, you know, I
Stepping
learned.
stones.
Oh yeah, my mini bike broke. Like I drove it like 6 miles away from my house, and it broke down.
Yeah, I gotta walk.
Oh, yeah.
Push it back.
Yeah. And then the one popsicle I did sell, it was melted, but the dude still drank it because he was thirsty. You know.
So it's 100 degrees out here.
I don't even know why. I remember this dude's name. His name was Shane.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, cool, you're out here hustling.
Yeah.
He was with it, you know, like.
You know what that reminds me of? You know that fox on that what's that one? Zootopia or whatever?
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
melts the popsicle on the roof.
Yeah.
That was Ernesto.
Yeah. Well, I pulled it out. I thought it was frozen still. I was like, he already handed me the money.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I'm thirsty. I'll still take it.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those firework ice cream.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
pops,
yeah,
fire
yeah,
pop.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I think I spent like $50 on ice cream
Yeah.
And I don't know. I got the cooler for free. I got it from my parents, but I lost all that
Spent
money.
$50,
And then like
only
$10
made
on
$5.
gas for the mini bike, But yeah, it's part of the game, part of the learning process.
That's what we want, to highlight here. The hustlers, whoever gets up and rise and grinds every
the
day.
failures too, because that's important.
yeah.
That's an important part of this. Yeah, that's.
If you don't know how to fail or fail, you won't be.
Oh yeah.
You won't be successful, and that's what we need to teach our kids nowadays. So let's leave you on that. Don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to jump. Wake up every morning, rise and grind.
Let's go, baby.
Woo!
Cheer.